right now. The world around you is charged. Think of the atmosphere before a thunderstorm. The air tightens, every sound sharpens. Even the tiniest movements become impossible to ignore. That's what's happening in society today. Emotions aren't buried, they're close to the surface. People feel tense, even if they don't know why, and it makes them hyper-aware. Everyone is scanning their surroundings without realizing it. Eyes flicker, postures shift, micro-expressions become louder than words. It's instinct, not choice. They're looking for balance, for stability, for something or someone they can anchor to. And you're standing right in that field. It's like walking through a crowded room filled with static electricity. The tension is invisible, but you can feel it prickling along your skin. People notice more than usual, their reactions sharper, their attention involuntarily drawn to subtle signals. This is why the stares feel heavier, why conversations seem charged, why every room you enter carries a weight you can sense before it speaks. The world is on edge, and without realizing it, people are looking to you for something steady, something they can trust when everything else feels uncertain. Chapter 1. When the world starts looking for a compass, eyes always find the still one. Yes, they really are staring at you. And no, it's not random. When tension builds in the air, something ancient wakes up in the human brain. It's the same instinct animals use before an earthquake, the same quiet alertness you feel right before bad news arrives. People don't think their way into it. Their nervous system takes over. In moments like this, the mind scans the room the way a sailor scans the horizon. Not for beauty, not for entertainment, for stability, for someone who feels solid enough to stand still while everything else feels unsure. And without trying, you're giving off that signal. You might wonder, why me? Or, what did I do differently? That's the point. You didn't do anything. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It doesn't shout. It just stands there. And when the fog rolls in, every eye turns toward it. Right now, people are feeling internally unbalanced. Their thoughts are noisy. Their emotions are unsettled. So their eyes look outward for something calm to anchor to. They stare because your presence answers a question they don't know how to ask yet. Not with words, but with feeling. And this is only the beginning, because once this instinct locks in, something much heavier starts to unfold. Chapter 2. When uncertainty enters the room, attention follows the one who feels real. Most people have no idea they're doing this. They don't wake up and decide to watch you. It happens beneath thought, beneath logic. The eyes move before the mind explains why. In moments of uncertainty, faces stop being faces. They become signals. Think about how you look for the horizon when you're dizzy, or how you grab the nearest solid object when the ground feels like it's shifting. That's what people are doing with you. Their nervous system is quietly asking, what feels steady right now? And for reasons you didn't plan, the answer keeps pointing in your direction. You may notice the stare isn't aggressive. It isn't curious in a normal way. It's almost neutral, like they're checking something. That's because they are. Your presence gives their inner world a measurement, a baseline, a sense of this is where normal is. In unstable times, humans don't follow the loudest voice. They follow the calmest signal. And calm doesn't announce itself. It shows up as stillness, grounded posture, contained energy. You don't have to speak for it to register. Your body does the talking. This is why the attention feels heavier now. Not because you're being judged, but because you're being used as a point of balance. And once that happens, the shift only deepens. Chapter 3. When light doesn't ask to be seen, it becomes impossible to ignore. As the snow full moon draws closer, something about you becomes visibly different. Not dramatic, not exaggerated, just unmistakable. You don't glow like a fantasy, but you stand out the way a clear window stands out in a dusty room. People notice before they understand why. This isn't imagination, and it isn't symbolism, it's practical. When pressure builds in the emotional atmosphere, clarity cuts through it the way cold air sharpens sound. Your movements look cleaner, your presence feels sharper. Even your silence carries weight. You're not broadcasting energy, you're transmitting it. You might ask yourself, why now? Because contrast is strongest right before a peak. When everything around becomes noisy, anything coherent becomes visible. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. A single steady note carries farther than chaos. Think of a match struck in the dark. It doesn't overpower the night. It simply reveals it. That's what your energy is doing. You're not trying to be radiant. You're not trying to be noticed. But when clarity walks into confusion, it naturally becomes the focal point. People don't stare because you're brighter than them. They stare because you remind them what brightness feels like. And as this lunar energy builds, that contrast only sharpens, preparing the ground for what's about to shift next. Chapter 4. When everyone adjusts to the dark, even a small flame feels blinding. When the world gets used to moving in emotional low light, anything clear becomes impossible to miss. People adapt to confusion the way eyes adapt to darkness. Over time, it feels normal. So when clarity shows up, it doesn't feel gentle, it feels shocking. This is where you are right now. The snow full moon doesn't create what's inside you. It turns the volume up. Like a speaker revealing a sound that was already playing, this energy amplifies whatever has been quietly forming beneath the surface. The strength you've been building doesn't stay hidden anymore. It shows up in the way you stand, the way you move, the way you pause instead of reacting. You may not feel powerful, you may feel ordinary, but that's because real stability isn't loud. It doesn't perform, it settles. And in a world full of restless motion, someone who is settled becomes visible without trying. Think of walking into a room where everyone is whispering nonsense. The person who says nothing suddenly becomes the most noticeable. Your silence now speaks. Your presence lands. Even your stillness has shape. This is why people feel drawn and unsettled at the same time. You're not breaking the pattern, you're interrupting it. And once the pattern breaks, what follows is never small. Chapter 5. When the shield softens, everything becomes noticeable. There's more happening here than what people can see. Right before a full moon, something subtle but powerful shifts beneath the surface. Your energy field loosens, not in a fragile way, but in a receptive one. Think of it like taking off heavy armor after a long battle. You're not less protected, you're more aware. This openness is exactly why your presence feels stronger right now. You're not pushing energy outward, you're allowing information in. And when awareness expands, sensitivity follows. Sounds feel louder, emotions feel closer. Rooms feel heavier or lighter the moment you enter them. You might notice that certain places drain you faster than usual, or that you instantly sense when something feels off. That's not imagination. It's your system picking up signals it usually filters out. Like turning up the resolution on the screen, every detail becomes sharper, both the good and the uncomfortable. You may wonder, why would feeling more open make me more powerful? Because power isn't always about force. Sometimes it's about perception. A person who can feel the room before the room speaks has an advantage others don't. This phase doesn't ask you to harden. It asks you to listen. Because what you notice now will guide what you avoid next. And that awareness is exactly what prepares you for the shift that's coming. Chapter 6. Your energy is a high-definition antenna, picking up everything around you. Right now, your aura isn't just present, it's hyper-aware. Imagine a camera suddenly switching to ultra-high definition. Every shadow, every subtle movement, every flicker of intent becomes visible. Emotions, unspoken agendas, even tiny projections from others land deeper than usual. You don't just notice people's moods, you feel their undercurrents, their hidden tensions, their unspoken chaos. That's why certain rooms hit differently. Crowds that used to feel normal now drain you instantly. Someone who usually blends into the background might suddenly feel overwhelmingly loud. A friend's casual comment might weigh heavier than expected. It's not that the world changed, it's that you're seeing it in full detail for the first time. You might wonder, am I too sensitive? No. You're just tuned to a frequency most people don't even know exists. Like a radio scanning channels others can't reach, your awareness is picking up signals everyone else misses. This is also why your presence feels magnetic. People might not understand what they're drawn to, but they notice. And while the intensity can feel heavy, it's also proof that you're stepping into a level of perception that precedes transformation. Chapter 7. Absorbing energy isn't a weakness, it's the mark of strength. You might feel the weight of other people's moods, their tension, or their projections pressing against you, and wonder why. This isn't a flaw. You don't take it on because you're fragile. You take it on because you're open. And openness is a kind of strength most people never reach. It's a door left unlocked, not because you're careless, but because you can handle what comes through. Right now, being around the wrong energy doesn't just irritate you, it drains you. Crowds that feel heavy, conversations that feel sharp, even certain intentions from well-meaning people land in your system and linger. You notice it, you feel it, and that sensitivity is proof of power, not weakness. Think of it like holding a compass in a storm. The needle can only point true if you remove interference. Being selective about who and what you let near you isn't optional, it's survival. It's how your energy stays intact while the world swirls around you. The stronger you become at this, the more your presence transforms. You no longer just react, you influence. You don't merely exist, you anchor. And that awareness now will prepare you for everything the snow full moon is about to amplify. Chapter 8. When the air feels heavy, everyone starts looking for shelter. Right now, the world around you is charged. Think of the atmosphere before a thunderstorm. The air tightens, every sound sharpens, even the tiniest movements become impossible to ignore. That's what's happening in society today. Emotions aren't buried. They're close to the surface. People feel tense, even if they don't know why. And it makes them hyper-aware. Everyone is scanning their surroundings without realizing it. Eyes flicker, postures shift, micro-expressions become louder than words. It's instinct, not choice. They're looking for balance, for stability, for something or someone they can anchor to. And you're standing right in that field. It's like walking through a crowded room filled with static electricity. The tension is invisible, but you can feel it prickling along your skin. People notice more than usual. Their reactions sharper, their attention involuntarily drawn to subtle signals. This is why the stares feel heavier, why conversations seem charged, why every room you enter carries a weight you can sense before it speaks. The world is on edge, and without realizing it, people are looking to you for something steady, something they can trust when everything else feels uncertain. Chapter 9. When everyone is lost, their eyes find the one who stands still. Right now, the world is restless, and you can feel it in the way people respond to you. They aren't staring because they need advice. They aren't watching because they want something from you. They're searching for a signal, a point of stability in a room that feels off-kilter. And without realizing it, their eyes land on you. Think of it like walking through a foggy forest. You don't need a map. You need a tree that stands tall and steady, something to orient yourself to. That's what you are to them right now. Your calmness, your grounded presence, your ability to move through uncertainty without panic, it becomes a silent reference point. During phases like this, eye contact naturally increases. People linger, almost instinctively, like they're calibrating their inner compass to yours. You don't have to speak. You don't have to perform. Just by being present, you anchor them. And here's the thing. The more unsettled the world becomes, the more obvious this effect grows. You are not just noticed. You are noticed as the quiet center everyone is unconsciously seeking. And once they find it, what comes next will surprise even you. Chapter 10. When energy turns inward, power becomes visible. Right now, something subtle but monumental is shifting inside you. Most people scatter their energy everywhere, chasing approval, reacting to noise, spilling attention into spaces that don't belong to them. You've been doing the opposite. Slowly, deliberately, you've been pulling your energy back. You're no longer diffusing it into every distraction or expectation around you. Think of it like a river. Most people are streams that scatter into every tributary, losing force along the way. You're becoming a deep, contained river, channeling energy straight to the core. That containment doesn't make you stiff or rigid. It makes you present. It gives your presence weight. It gives your silence volume. You might notice it in the way rooms respond to you. Conversations feel easier when you're listening, not reacting. People subconsciously sense that your focus isn't wandering. Your attention is concentrated, and that concentration radiates stability. This is why your energy now feels magnetic. People notice without understanding why. They feel anchored in your presence because you've created a field that isn't scattered, isn't messy, isn't reactive. You're solid, you're grounded. And in a world full of noise, that is shockingly rare and unmistakably powerful. Chapter 11. When silence speaks louder than noise, people can't look away. What you're feeling now isn't heaviness, it's density. Not the kind that drags you down, but the kind that anchors everything around you. When you stop scattering energy into every thought, every interaction, every expectation, your field becomes solid. Your presence starts to occupy space in a way that can't be ignored. Think of a still lake in the middle of a storm. The waves crash around it, the wind bends the trees, but the lake's surface remains calm, reflecting the sky with perfect clarity. That's the energy you're radiating. People notice it, even if they can't put it into words. Your silence suddenly carries more weight than their chatter. Your stillness becomes louder than their movement. You might wonder why strangers or acquaintances glance at you longer than usual. They don't know why. They can't explain it. Something about you feels rooted, anchored, and unshakable. And in a world of constant motion, that is magnetic. Right now, you are the calm everyone else subconsciously searches for. And this density, this quiet solidity, is only going to grow stronger as the snowful moon approaches. Chapter 12. Before the shift, people sense the departure, even before you do. Right now, you're standing at the edge of something bigger, something that is quietly, invisibly rearranging your reality. People around you can feel it, even if they don't understand it. They aren't watching your actions. They're sensing a subtle vibration, a signal that your energy is beginning to step out of the old patterns that no longer serve you. It's not physical. You're not packing bags or saying goodbyes. This is a departure of the soul, an evolutionary shift that nudges you into a higher frequency. And just like the wind can be felt before a storm touches the earth, this movement radiates outward, brushing against those around you. You might notice strange reactions. Friends, acquaintances, even strangers behaving differently. Some grow quiet, some linger, as if they're trying to hold on to something slipping away. They can't explain why, but they feel it. Think of it like a tree preparing to shed its leaves. You can see the change in the air before the branches are bare. Your energy is shifting, and the world is already sensing it. What comes next isn't chaos, it's transformation, and those who feel it first will witness something irreversible. Chapter 13. When evolution pulls you forward, others feel the invisible goodbye. Right now, you may notice people behaving strangely around you. Some grow sentimental, others become unusually attentive or hesitant. They linger, their words carrying weight they can't place. It's not about you doing something wrong. It's about them sensing a shift they cannot name. Your energy is moving ahead of your physical presence, leaving subtle ripples in the atmosphere. You might wonder, am I losing them? No, you're not abandoning anyone. You're simply evolving, and evolution always creates natural space. Just as a river carves new channels, you are moving into a new flow, and those who once shared your old patterns can't follow yet. That distance isn't rejection, it's the space necessary for growth. Think of it like the wind before a tree moves its branches. You can't see the change immediately, but anyone nearby feels a subtle shift. That's what's happening with your presence. Your energy is stepping into a new alignment, and the people around you are subconsciously noticing that you're no longer the same as before. This isn't loss, it's a quiet signal. Something bigger is coming and you're ready for it, even if others aren't. Conclusion. Right now, something profound is happening, but it isn't loud or dramatic. You don't have to push. You don't have to force it. Life is quietly rearranging itself behind the scenes, like a gardener tending roots underground. You can't see it all at once, but the work is being done, and it's setting the stage for something bigger. Old patterns that once held you tightly are starting to loosen. Habits, thoughts, and routines that no longer serve your growth are quietly unbinding themselves. Stories you've been repeating to yourself, the old narratives that shaped your choices, are beginning to dissolve on their own. Think of it like a tangled necklace left in a drawer. You don't pull hard, you let it rest, let time and gentle nudges do the work, and slowly the knots come apart. That's what's happening in your reality. You may notice things starting to feel lighter or situations that once felt stuck beginning to shift. These changes are subtle but undeniable. You don't have to fight to make space for the next chapter. Life is doing it for you. And the next stage of your journey is already quietly unfolding. And as we wrap this up, remember this. The most powerful energy isn't in the peak of the full moon itself. It's in the buildup, the subtle charge that comes before everything shifts. That's where you are right now. You're standing in that spotlight, whether you realize it or not. People notice more. Energy moves differently around you, and the universe is quietly preparing your next step. Move gently, stay grounded. Don't try to force clarity or control the way others respond. Your presence, your energy, and the subtle shifts happening inside you are already enough. Even if it feels invisible, even if you can't fully see the change, trust that it's leading you somewhere significant, somewhere aligned with the next chapter you've been growing toward. If this message resonated, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps this message reach the people who need it most. And if you want to anchor in this energy right now, comment the number 77 below. Every time you do, you signal not just to the universe, but to yourself that you're ready to step into the shift that's coming. Your evolution is happening quietly, but it's unstoppable. Stay present, stay aware,